Welcome to Parental Advisory. I'm your host, Shana Mwesige, and just like every other beautiful Sunday night, I'm here to bring you an amazing program in which we delve into youthful topics in terms of open, free, maybe even debate-style conversations with different parents. Joining me today, very luckily, I have my dad.
Shana Mwesige. Yes.
You're supposed to always add extra things, like, I don't know,
What?
my name is Shana Mwesige, I'm a father of this many kids. It's always a pleasure being here with the most talented daughter.
No, today I'll introduce myself as Divine's dad.
Don't do like that. It's Divine here.
Shana's dad.
Of course, like that. That's how you're supposed to say.
Kids will never change. Who do you like most? Who do you love most?
Of course. By the Daddy, first open your phone. Show them how you saved me in your phone. Or maybe they don't know. In my father's phone, am I not saved as my favorite daughter? Is it not true?
How will they see that?
Oh wait, no, they'll see my number. Never mind. No, you can go to WhatsApp and you can show them a very like, wait, oh my goodness, I'm even there at the bottom of my father's phone. Sorry, Divine, I know you're saved as Divine Mwesige, your passport names, but me, his darling, I'm saved as my favorite daughter.
Okay.
Isn't that a lovely one? Of course it is. But before we're gonna just go straight into it. Today's topic is gonna be very interesting. We're gonna be talking about independence. And I think that's something I think you have a lot of stuff to say. I know this is a topic you're passionate about.
No, I know independence was in October.
No, not national independence, but
October 9th, 1962. Independence. Yeah.
Okay, not national independence. We're going to be talking about like independence of children, decision making, starting of your lifestyles, adulthood, all that kind of stuff in that direction. So I'm going to start off with asking you a simple question. What does being independent mean to you?
Do you want to be independent?
I mean, does it everyone?
Are you independent?
To an extent.
Do you know what caused sin in the world? Independence.
I was going to say poor choice, but I mean, that can also work.
Independence.
Sure.
So, I think it depends on what one thinks or what one is pushing for. I would say everybody has some level of independence. Some, even me, as an adult, I'm not as independent as you may think.
Expound a bit more on that. What do you mean?
Yes. You'll come and say, but Dad, I am your daughter. Well, then your mother will say, but you see, and then I may want to put on a different clothes, and then she says, no, it's not matching.
But it's not matching.
Yes.
No, Daddy, but sometimes you have to also see what you're putting on and say,
yeah, that's what I want.
No, but it's not looking nice. But we love you so much that we don't want you to be ashamed when you move in public, to put on stripes and then here you're putting on polka dot. It can't happen.
Not everybody is independent. One of my friends that I met in the US, married to a Ugandan lady. So when the lady came into his life, the wife, she rearranged everything.
Like the entire house?
Changed everything, yes. The chair was here, she put it there. The bed was here, she put it there. Then this guy said, of everything that you're doing, please leave me one chair at the corner. That will be something I'll consider mine. And then I said, yeah, that is very easy. So when he came from work, he got one of his socks. He threw it in his chair. And another one, like you can sit and you are having your independence. Your good time at home.
Of throwing socks around. Why don't you just put them in the bathroom?
Chair.
Why don't you just put them in the bathroom?
Well, now you see, where is the independence? You also see that you will not allow.
No, like, okay, if it's what he wants, it's just a question, like, but why like logically, why wouldn't you just put your socks in the bathroom? Like if I've arranged the entire house and you have your chair, have your chair. But I'll also ask you, like, yes, it's your chair, but how come you just want to, why are you throwing socks there?
That is my life. That's how I've lived my life.
But
I just want to be me. I want to sit and I feel good and throw it right there. And then, you know what happened? The wife came and said, but honey, what are you doing? This is a chair. She said, but I thought that was my chair. I also have my only left space. That is that chair. She moved them and the guy realized he had nothing. Zero independence.
But okay.
Zero.
Like I understand his point there. That is 100. Like that's wrong. Like if you've taken 98%, let him have like that too.
But you have already been saying, but why should he?
No, I've not said that I'm going to remove them, but I also like I want to ask out of curiosity, like why is it that in your only space you want to keep it dirty?
No, it's not dirty.
But you're putting used socks in a chair you're going to sit on and sweat on. It's gonna smell.
Now.
No, I've surrendered that one.
So
let me let you have that one.
Now my question is, who is independent? So, I was trying to answer your question that even some of the people you think are independent are not as independent. Even at home, husband and wife, your dad and your mom, they could wake up and one of them is opening the door and says, where are you going?
Is someone not allowed to ask?
Must I? So where is my independence? Must I explain? And then why so?
No, but okay, like, you know, if the roles were reversed, wouldn't you do the same?
No, what I'm trying to say is that when you talk of independence, it depends on what you really mean by independence.
Okay.
What type of independence are you
So in terms of like, you're talking about like independence, decision making, the ability to really like stand as a person and do a couple things. Like what? We're going to get a bit into that. I feel like the other questions will move us that side. You're not going to be off because it's a general thing.
Yes.
But we want to talk about like now children that transition into adults, and right now, a lot of people in your generation have been complaining about ours, saying that we are lacking a lot of independence and the ability to make proper decisions.
Who is saying that?
People in your generation. There's some discourse about that. But I want to ask you, do you think that today's generation is less independent than yours?
All humans. I think you guys have more independence than us.
How so?
Exactly.
How so?
Have you lived in our generation?
No, that's why I'm saying, like, explain your reasoning.
We've lived in I mean, for us, the rules were very tough. And the level and the choice of punishments were severe. That would even take some people to jail today. In some cultures, if a girl got pregnant, they would throw in a lake.
Jesus. Why don't they also throw the man?
No, I'm trying to show you that your generation is very, very different, and what you think is not freedom is too much freedom compared to what we had. I don't ever remember me even things like I am going out. Where? That was even unheard of. Going out? How? Who? How do you even tell your parent that you're like today? You can say, Dad, I'm going out to watch a movie with my friends. There is this birthday. Me, I celebrated my first birthday when I was married to your mom. She's actually, do you know when they're celebrating me and nobody has ever, you feel shy. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to handle. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Remember, she bought me a chitenji. Trouser.
And you're like, wow.
So your generation is the most free.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we were experimental children. That everything, every parent thought they would test on a human being. They pushed it to us. Now, the results are the notes that some people are reading on parenting and giving some freedoms that you people are enjoying.
I mean, okay, so we want to talk about. I'm sorry, it's just very funny to hear your perspective, because
But that's the reality, Shana.
okay, so maybe let me use different terminology.
Right.
Okay, so we want to also talk about in terms of like adulthood. You know, a few things move hand in hand. Independence, and I think I would say that the opposite of someone having independent thought and independent freedoms would make someone lazy. Do you agree with that?
What do you mean?
Um,
Independent thought?
Like if someone has not been able to maybe make decisions or everything, they'll be used to someone making those for them, and that would make them lazy. Correct?
You see?
No. First, Daddy, it's a yes or no. Correct? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's a yes and no.
No. What? But Dad, answer
I'll
yes
give you
or
yes.
no.
I can say yes because and no because. But let me say this. The decision making and the ability to make decision is dependent on so many factors. Let's say you are a girl that has been deprived of everything in life.
Yeah.
Nobody has said you're beautiful, we care, versus anybody that comes with a version that you were deprived of, the way you respond is different. So when you talk of independence, it also depends what decision are you making and what is the background before you make that decision. And this is where independence can be good and dangerous, and there has to be also guidelines. I may not be 100% controlling your life, but I can advise, I can guide, because as I said, I've given some examples that you're even shocked that they existed.
Not that I'm shocked, it's just interesting.
Yes, interesting. But that's how we grew. But then those that grew before us, theirs was even very different. So they improve, but also you'll see the mistakes that are being made today because of the choices. It's my life. I can do what I want to do. It's my body. So I'm independent. The outcome is also very, very challenging. You see a lot. We almost didn't have teenage pregnancies, which we have right now. We did not have street children, people that are trying to become independent, run away, do your own thing, and yet the kind of discipline was more severe and harsh.
But there are so many things that also factor that. I think your generation had a lot less, there were way less predators than what we have now, because mob justice, I think, was more severe in your time period, maybe.
Mob justice?
Did you have mob justice or something? Okay, you know, you had a higher moral compass. Sorry, I think that's what I wanted to say. That's my bad. Because now, you can have, I think people right now in this generation string on culture, which is why so many teenage pregnancies come from inside the family. Like someone's uncle is going to rape you, and then the mom or the dad is going to defend the person. And obviously, you know, the kid, they're going to throw the kid away. Maybe the child carrying the kid, or the kid. So many things affect these things. Teen pregnancies, a lot of these children are preyed upon. Yes, there's a percentage that... No. Yes, there's a percentage of the children that did that willingly, But there's also a very high percentage of children that were preyed upon. So maybe that's teenage pregnancies.
Let me tell you.
Also, abuse.
You see, when we talk of independence, that's where we go. Let's go back on that independence. When kids want to live their life, what is the role of the parent?
I mean,
to just produce
advice,
you and
to give advice as you're doing these things.
And provide, and then leave you to do everything else you want to do. Just give me a roof over my head, give me food, provide, but don't tell me what else to do. So this independence and being in a position of both father and pastor gives me a lot of information that you even wonder what is in some people's heads. And I know there is a less parenting in our this generation because the parents are trying not to do or to take their children through what they went through, but in so doing, they are raising weak children whose decisions are going to be weak. And because a product, what type of product am I getting when I invest in Shana? I have Shana. What am I looking at Shana being tomorrow? Shana, the real Shana. Now, Shana in the making. Yes, you may say, I'm there, I've finished my this level and I'm there, I have this, but yes, but the real you. So your decision making is going to be based on factors that like family background, upbringing, a lot of religious beliefs that guides, because independence doesn't mean you just come up and say this. There has to be some guidelines.
Exactly. And but now that's what we're going to talk about. Yes. Let's move on to where you're talking about in terms of decision making.
Here, Shana becoming a product, there is a process that you have to go through to make you who you're going to become. And that will determine a lot on your independence, which we call decision making. So
now we're going to talk a bit about now that specific process. Yes. Now, in terms of parenting, there's a lot that you'd say children would lack opportunities to learn how to make decisions, to balance high pressure environments. So now here's a question. If you've made every major decision for your child without even giving them some sort of leeway to also maybe try to add to the conversation and learn how some of these certain conversations go, why would a parent be surprised when these children grow up to become adults who struggle to make decisions on their own and become hyper-dependent on other people?
That depends on the family where each child is being raised, the environment they are in. There are some families that are very secretive. I was advising one parent, I remember. I visited one friend of mine here. He had a money lending business, and he had quite a few businesses, but he was too rough that each child would pray to get out of home and get independent. Why? Because the environment at home was too tough, I won't call it toxic, but really.
But why not toxic if tough. It's a toxic environment?
Tough. So each child that graduated ran for his or her life quickly to start a life of his or her own. And I remember asking him, I said, you are my friend. You know that one day you will leave and you're leaving your children behind. And all these things you say, at the back of your mind, you're saying, I'm working for my children. And which children are not even part. I said, let me ask you a simple question. If something happened today, you go to heaven. How would these children know who took loans from you? if they paid or didn't pay. And then you say you're doing all this for them.
Yeah.
So introduce them, but the toughness of the parent at home. So different parents raise kids differently, and others will overprotect that a child is like a doll that does nothing. And this
Yeah,
is
but you're talking about two completely opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yes.
But you're forgetting of the other different ways parents can limit decision making and allow and make children struggle in the future. But okay, an example. You have yes, you have the parents that are too rough, and then you have those that are too protective. And then what about those that think that they're doing a good job, but in reality they're also pushing their children away without knowing?
How?
Like if maybe you're including your children, however, every single time, maybe let's say that you bring up an idea, it's dismissed in a manner that I would say does not give them room to learn why they were dismissed, but it just seems like whatever they bring is shut down. There's other examples, parents that may work with their children and they're horrible bosses and then really great parents, and so now that also confuses the children how to make these decisions here and there.
I think our job as parents is to help you understand. Now, let me give you an example of me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not appreciate him when I was with him. Later on, I realized that the world he was preparing me for was not as soft as I thought.
Yeah.
I'll give an example. We had a tea farm, a tea estate, where workers would come to pick tea every morning.
Mm-hmm.
By 6 in the morning, you're out in a tea farm, wet because of dew. And then you pick the tea. At the end of the month, in holidays, they pay everybody. And my dad says, the milk you drink, the meat you eat, the school fees you pay is coming from there. And you almost want to say, am I the one paying for myself? But he taught us hard work. He taught us how to supervise things. He taught us how people work. He taught us how hard it is to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So my ability to handle pressure and a hard life will be different from you, because yours is different and mine was different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a type of parenting which many young people will not appreciate. There was one guy, he owned a restaurant in the US. I think it was John Desert, John Desert, who was telling me of this guy. The daughter was so lazy. She's serving, then the plates are, she's breaking the plates. She's customer care is not good. She's talking, and then the dad said, fired. The guy said, but Dad, you can't fire me. Yes, I can fire you because even if you're working for somebody else, you'd actually get fired. You remember, even before we came on the show, we talked of somebody that was supposed to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It's upbringing and entitlement. So if you make decisions and then you judge your parents by you are not understanding where they are taking you, and maybe there should also be communication which you may or may not understand at the moment.
No, but then also still, like if you're a parent and you've also experienced hardship, and then you're also taking your children through that same level of hardship, and you know how that can drive children away from their parents, why would you expect them to pick from that when you know all that type of parenting style is going to just drive them away?
Now, let me use another example. There was a family. This guy was a pastor, village pastor, really, not earning, really. But as a man, there is no excuse whether you're a pastor, whether you're a casual laborer, whether you are expected to provide. So the guy struggled to educate his children up to, I think, senior 1 and another one senior 2. He could not. But he did not tell them, I don't have money. Even if he did, they would say, find it. How is it that others have it? Why not you? Why did so these kids, I met them in Kampala, very angry, and they had vowed never to go back to the village. They hated their father with passion, but they loved the mom, who equally contributed nothing. So they had a softer heart for the mom. And then later on, I think they made a loss, something happened, and they were all crying because they had made a very big loss in their business. Because they were using a freezer to and power went off. There was no standby generator. So they put their hands on their head, said, now we are done, what next? And then I said, now, are you aware that now you can see how much money you make and the loss you have made? What do you think your father was making a week or a month? And don't you think he even overstretched to even educate you? The moment they started working, but then I also had to come in and help them understand what it would really take. The hatred, the independence was taken, independent mind, hatred, cut off the father, support the mother, ignore the father. Then later on, they start appreciating. I think, but even if the father said, I don't have this kind of money, the kids will still not excuse him. So there are levels where, as a parent, whether you communicate it or not, it will not make a big change.
I didn't say anything about communication. I just said that you can't really expect to continue the cycle and see different results. Like you said, that you grew up in a really, really, really harsh environment.
But
no.
But well provided for, many opportunities that many other families didn't have. But my father did not treat us with kid gloves.
No, exactly.
Yes.
And was that not something that also pushed you away from your father? He would come home, you didn't want to be in the same vicinity with him, this and the other. And all the lessons that you know, and all the lessons that you said that you learned from your dad, you said that you started to appreciate them far later. Why is it that parents now are using a style that's going to push us away only for us to appreciate them later?
Here.
And yes, please.
Every night, my father would sit on that table, a dining table. You'd sit on the dining table alone. We would sit on the ground, and the chairs are there. Nobody would even want to sit on the chair because you want to go down there. He would lecture us. He told us about the future. He shared with us. He did not. Yes, he was not as friendly, but at the same time, he communicated. My understanding of the world, the exposure I got was from my father.
Yeah.
Tough, but still talking. So yes, we feared him because of his level of punishment, but he still brought us and talked to us.
Okay, so now let me ask another one. As a parent, can you expect confidence from someone, like someone to grow up with a level of confidence to make decisions? In the workplace, there's some people that you complain about that they don't do anything, they don't make new ideas, they don't bring anything out. But now that level of having little confidence, can you expect confidence from someone who has never been trusted to figure things out for themselves?
And I think, the whole thing still goes on parenting. Personally, I grew up with fear. I was a backbencher. I can't trust just in case. However, when it comes to responsibility, we were very responsible, because if you don't do it, if he finds it's not done, but that taught me responsibility. However, some of the young ones you're talking about that have never been responsible for anything, they bathe them even at 12. Somebody's bathing at 14. Somebody's ironing for you. Huh? Somebody is like somebody's calling you to eat, you've never washed dishes, so all those things are done. What type of product are you going to become when you are employed?
Yes, but that's not what I was asked. That's not exactly the question I was.
Because I did ask that, is it, like as a parent, can you truly expect a child to grow up with a level of confidence if they've never been trusted to figure some things out for themselves?
What do you want to figure out for yourself?
Like, there's some... Like,
because now, Shana, at your level, whether it is university, we will allow you, but we'll guide you. Because who's going to pay the money?
No,
is it you?
But that's at least a level of decision making that I've been allowed.
Yes,
but now if now you're not letting anybody make decisions, like let's say for example, if maybe you're going grocery shopping and they say, okay, maybe in this week, maybe we can buy this, maybe we can try to cook this. You can say, this is good ideas. However, no thanks. Now they know, okay, they can bring out ideas, but maybe this time they were not allowed. Or certain different examples. You talked about university. With my university, I was given the leeway to look at different options, figure out courses, accommodations, and all that stuff. So I was also learning how to navigate these different websites, how to make such big decisions for yourself. Okay, if you live here, how are you going to get to campus? What's the cost of transportation? But now, if those kinds of decisions, even those that affect you, you're not allowed to make those kinds of decisions. How is someone going to be able to make them when they grow up and they're alone? How do you expect them to be confident to make decisions if they've never been given the space to do that by themselves?
Decision making should be, we should allow children to do that, but we guide them. Because a child will make a decision that will affect your pocket. How much am I going to pay? Can I afford it? Oh, but so and so did. So,
because every child speaks like that. I don't know why you're giving only the negatives of that aspect.
Because in decision making there is the positive and the negatives.
But you can't only give the negative. If you have to look at it in a multifaceted manner. Not every child.
I've given you an opportunity. Look through universities, and then we'll guide you. Say, for safety, I would rather not do that because of our income. I don't think we can afford that. You're doing this course, and what is the purpose of the course? We discuss all these things. With me, I've allowed you to think.
You see, but that's me. But now we're talking about it from a multifaceted standpoint. You know, there has to be some sort of dimension to this conversation.
I know.
There's some people.
I agree.
Because you see that now, these are the people who don't have this ability to make some of these decisions by themselves. When they finish university doing whatever course they did and they go into the job market, they're going to be employed and they're not going to be able to move their team further from what they've been told to do. Because if you assign them tasks, these are people that will do the tasks wonderfully, but they can't.
Performance really depends on so many things.
Yes, but I was just giving an example because if you tell this person to do a task, like if you've grown up your entire life, you only do what they tell you. If someone to tell you, hey, this, do this today, they'll do them. But these are the people that will only do what they're assigned. They won't know how to do something that they've never thought of or create new ideas.
You see,
because they've never had the space.
If you tell somebody, do this, it programs their minds and guides them.
Some of their minds come when they're pre-programmed, and
now,
that's a result of
let me tell you. I'll give an example. When I am walking around this compound here with most of my people, I am most likely going to see nails on the ground because my mind grew up programmed to look and pick things that are not supposed to be there. I'm most likely not going to trash anything. If I if I removed a seal from my water bottle, I'll put it in my pocket because I was trained right from pick it. Anything that is not green is not supposed to be on the ground. These people that grew up with no guidelines, nobody has ever told them to. So even today, in their maturity, they are not able to do it.
And yes, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of this is, people are programmed.
Yes.
But it's also hard to change the programming of someone that has grown up like that, especially if you've grown up knowing that you're only supposed to do what people tell you, because when you voice your own opinions, maybe some people at their house, free thought wasn't a thing. It's seen as like defiance, and their parents would be really horrible punishers.
But I think this is I think everywhere, because even our education is more of a memory test of memory,
kind of
not intelligence, but memory.
I would say though, but at least our education system it's transforming, which is going to be helpful for the
Which
other
curriculum?
generations. No, UNEB. You do know that I have friends that do UNEB, and we talk about all our things.
Have you done UNEB yourself?
During my formative years, yeah.
So
But that's the last day.
that's what I'm trying to say.
But,
So most people, really, I would say, parents being too soft, not to guide, because kids have to be, we may not be, I have not been the version of my father, but I have not given up on the trainings that my father did, and valuing on how to bring it out in a more improved way. So this independence where you allow your kid, my child likes this, oh, Moe, give. My child wants to go, okay, said. My child...
But
so,
it's not good to gift your kids once in a while.
Once in a while, yes. Well said. Once in a while.
No, because now some of the examples that you're giving, now if you're in town and you're seeing something I like, that that would also make me happy, maybe you're in the supermarket and you're like, oh wow, Shana likes this drink, wouldn't you just buy it just out of free will? Because, oh, my child, I don't know why Dad is saying those things. Even in your office right now, because there's this drink that me and my brother drink all the time, out of your own free will, in a very soft-hearted manner, you just even bought a carton and we just find it in your office so that we are never thirsty. Not that it's a once-in-a-while thing. You like to buy for us things.
No, but that, what has that got to do with independence?
No. Not because you're giving the example.
What?
Parents are not allowed to gift their kids. Don't be...
No, I did not say gifting.
It's because even see that the example
you said once in a while.
You don't do those things once in a while. You do them frequently.
Movies, do I say no?
No.
I always say yes.
Because I don't go a lot.
No, my question, a lot. You don't go a lot. Visits?
Yeah, you don't refuse. I don't go out. No, guys, I'm going to say my dad's a yes man because I stay home a lot. That's why.
Exactly.
Don't think that he's just a person that says yes.
Exactly.
It's always home, office, home, home,
yes.
office, home.
Yes.
So if I ask, he's like, oh, finally, you're leaving the house, you go.
No.
Because you never see your friends.
Do I say that?
Okay, not like that, but that's the intention behind it.
Even the parents of the family you're visiting have to contact me.
No, visit. No, those ones are different.
Yes.
Going out and visiting are two different things. Stop.
Going out where?
No, but now, Dad, I'm going to the mall with so and so.
With who?
And then I'm not going to say my friends' names on camera.
You see, now that is the independence you're talking about. My question will be, you're going out with who?
And I'll say their names.
Priscilla. Okay. If it is Priscilla, okay. Which other name?
I'm not going to say my friends' names on camera, but when I'll ask and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go there. Divine's going to be in the area from this time to this time. Can I go?
Independence, but guided.
No, but you see, that's
independence. Divine is going to be there. Did you hear what you said? I'm going to be in this place. Divine will be there. I'm going to this place. The mother of so and so will be there. So independence is there, but guided and protected, because at this level, somebody has to make sure that you're safe. Better safe than sorry.
But you also have to give your child the ability to also experience
we do that,
so that when they leave the house,
exactly.
I would like to say also, maybe this is just, I know I'm not a parent and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and we've talked a lot about these things, and I do think that the major thing about that stunting children's independence and their ability to make decisions, the fact that their parents don't give them the space to, I was a very I don't say hard-headed because that's not the right word, but I was a very hard-headed child. I'd ask a lot of questions. I had so many ideas, and that wasn't necessarily punished, except maybe when I got out of line. And it was I was allowed to,
Think.
question and think. And I feel like parents, if you're watching, please give your children the space to think, because it allows them to be able to make different decisions, especially when times are difficult. When children have their backs against the wall, they'll know how to navigate some of these things, especially within limit. I think that's a very good way. Like my university experience has been application process has been. I don't think it's been linear, but because of the fact that I'm able to think this way and the other way, and make different decisions, I've been able to navigate all that. And I feel like if parents, you're not giving your child the space to do that, you're really going to stunt them. And just take it from me.
But again,
of the youth, yeah.
Yes, but again, even in those decisions, we are involved.
Of course, I've not said that they were completely independent decisions, because.
So when we talk of independence, we will definitely, our kids are not in prison. Home is not a prison. It's an environment of love. It's an environment of training, preparing these kids to be themselves and to, examples on how things are done, because tomorrow they're going to be,
So just the last one.
However, we are watching with either a yes, where we can say yes or no.
And just the last one.
Yes.
And a really quick one. Why do some parents say, as long as you're under my roof, you have no say, or something along those lines, and then they'll expect their children to become decisive adults overnight and expect them to make good decisions when given the freedom to?
As long as you're under my roof is an expression that kids are trying to override.
We've not said overriding.
No. The statement.
No. Let me read the whole statement.
Let me ask you.
As long as you're under my roof, you have no say.
Nobody says you. No. As long as you're under my roof, you cannot do this. As long as you're under my roof, you cannot come into my house at this time. As long as you're in my roof, you have to make sure those dishes are done.
Yeah,
as long as you're in my roof, you wake up, clean your bed. As long as you're in my roof, you cannot wake up this time. So no parent will say that without a reason. And some kids, now they want independence to just do what they want to do. But again,
have some form of choice, because it's a shared house at the end of the day. We share the space. And the full question was, like, how do you expect your children, when given the freedom to will they be able to make good decisions? Because now they'll be like, now that I finally have say, I'm going to do every single thing under the sun, moon, and the stars.
Let me ask you, if there are no guidelines and a child on Saturday wants to wake up, what time would most of the children wake up if left on their own?
Obviously, we'll wake up late because we're in school from Monday to Friday.
See.
Allow us to rest one day.
Exactly.
Because even on Sundays, we wake up early.
And in holidays?
But in holidays, you don't sleep late every single day.
You'd want to wake up late.
But not every single day.
And the parent would say, as long as you're in my house, you cannot wake up at this time.
But not every single day.
And then, did you brush your teeth? As long as you're in my house. I want to go see my friend. Did you do A, B, C, D? But Dad, am I the worker here? As long as you're in my house. So, kids, this independence you are looking for, you will get it until you wish you are still under your parents' roof. When they are either evicting you from a house and you never remembered anybody knocking your door asking for rent or something, you will get there. But as long as you still have your parents, let's keep a good relationship and learn the limits.
And yes, parents, may that also go both ways.
Yes.
Let's keep good relationships and also learn the limits. Don't be too much on a child.
So as you close, ask for something. What do you want to do now? As a sign of independence now.
As a sign of independence?
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I don't really have anything.
Yeah, speak. Well,
I don't really have anything that I'd really feel to do. Because like, I don't know. I feel like people, you seem a lot stricter than like you actually are. Like, I know I would say like, oh, I want to dye my hair. The other day I was even talking about color options with you. Dad, see this color? You're like, but will it look nice on you? And I'm like, no, not really.
Are there colors I can never allow?
Well, obviously, but it's not like I was going to come.
Have we ever talked about those colors? What does that mean? As long as you're in my house,
maybe one day
you
I'll have
cannot
them.
do
We'll
those
see.
colors.
I think actually, what's the only thing I'd want to do? I think I'd want to get maybe pierce my ear again. We're still debating that one, letting him to let me get another piercing.
As long as you're in my house, you cannot put a ring in.
Okay, not
As
yet.
long as you're in my house, you can.
Like one just here.
Those are things.
No, guys, come on. If you guys love this program so much and you love Shana, please send messages to my father and say, let Shana pierce her ears.
Stop it.
Let Shana pierce. You see, so the second one is cute. What's one more? Just one. Only.
So you want to be holes everywhere.
No, but what's the purpose of having such a big, beautiful
Now,
ear if I can't add in more jewelry?
With all due respect, if you have done everywhere and the nose, that is your parental permission. But in my house, so each family is different.
Come on, you've already let me have
I've even
more.
seen others having it here, others everywhere.
Then
So,
even
so
about to say I was going to say, but who has ever pierced there?
oh Lord.
Come
You
on.
travel to the US, didn't you see some of these people,
Dad.
especially in the train?
Dad.
You look at it and you say,
what was
this.
so funny is that everyone was dressed so decently and
Where?
so I think that I should take you to Europe, because Europe is what you'd think America is. Funny enough, I'm gonna take you to Sweden, Stockholm, and this one you'll be shocked. When I take,
I have been to Miami, where I've been to
Miami.
Florida.
But
those
I'm gonna
places
take
I've
you-
been to.
I'm gonna take you to Amsterdam.
I've been there.
No. We're going to enter.
Listen.
We'll do an episode maybe one day in Amsterdam, and we'll go and see Dad's thoughts to such right people.
So some of these things that you guys are trying to learn from those countries, we have culture here in Uganda, and our culture is good.
Also, guys, it doesn't hurt to ask. Like my dad also knows that that one day I'm also going to pierce my ears. So long as he said, as long as I'm under your roof in my husband's home.
But you also know when you'll come to meet me, you'll have to make your hair cover your ears so that I don't see.
But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed that one. Kids, I mean parents, don't you see how lovely it is to be able to talk to your children? It's very fun to have like a laugh with my dad. He doesn't think that I'm being disobedient by saying, hey Dad, I've always wanted to try this, can I? And also kids, it doesn't hurt to ask, but if you know that your parents are not that type, please don't go around and start playing with fire. Don't say that it's me that sent you there.
True.
Please don't go and do that. Me, I can tease because he's a teasing man. Don't do that. That's what I'm going to ask you guys. But I hope you guys have had a very, very lovely one. Don't forget to go follow our socials. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. And again, guys, send all the messages that Pastor, allow Shana to just add one more, only one. Thank you so much for catching us tonight. I hope you have a very beautiful night and an amazing rest of your week. Till next week, see you soon.